I think that to escape poverty, one of the biggest thing everyone needs to do is self-assessment. You have to be very, very sincere to yourself and assess yourself, where you are, who you are, your strength, your capabilities, and nneɛma a wobɛtumi ayɛ, nea wontumi nyɛ. Baabi a wowɔ, be sincere to yourself. Dive deep into yourself. Some of the mistakes a woyɛ wɔ abrabɔ mu a wonim sɛ ayɛ sintidua ama wo. It could be concern, it could be masturbation, it could be anger, it could be greed, it could be selfishness. Go deep into yourself. Wankasa, do personal assessment of yourself. Na hwɛ nneɛma a woyɛ a wonyɛ ne yie wɔ abrabɔ mu. And there are some negative habits it repeats itself regularly in our lives. We are all aware of all these things, but you see, sometimes some of us, we are not sincere enough to accept that most of these problems that are happening around us, no, we are the main cause of those problems. And we are always where we are. And the self-assessment, is a very big deal. And in other fraternities and as other institutions, and other religious bodies, some call it soul searching. You have to do a lot of soul searching. Soul searching is about, going deep into your personal auras, looking at your strengths, especially your weaknesses, things that you are born to do, and all those kind of things. You have to just assess yourself and be able to identify the things that you are really meant to do in life. Okay, because abrabono obia woni ebo no se omra meyo. You have to know all these things. Just like we have people who are who are creative minded people, and we have people who are retentive minded people. So what I say, people can have these two qualities, but it will be a while on the say or a retentive minded person. Will be so the or a creative minded person. So you should know, say, we're a creative minded person, you should not worry yourself about theoretical programs. Say, a Nema Yesuya, say you want to become a teacher, you want to become a lawyer, you want to become a human resource manager, and over Africa, those are the programs that the institutions in the marketing, human resource, project manager, mini manager, that kind of things, When you're a creative minded person, those things are not for you. Where nneɛma ahiafo nhwɛ o. They don't pay attention to all these things. So they end up finding themselves into fields and as agencies be it is just negative or opposite to their strength. Obi so or a retentive minded person, which means that that person can absorb a lot of information. He has a very large storage capacity in his mind. Okay, and such people can go in for these law programs, they can go in for teaching, they can go in for, anything that has to do with communication. Okay, but that changing courses, And unfortunately, with this, our curriculums and institutional programs and systems, you know, we don't assess children before we give them programs in the universities. And see, we end up doing programs that we ourselves have no idea about because it was chosen to us by a system, a computer or something, which is a very big problem. And see, to be able to get yourself away from poverty, you have to do self-assessment. You have to go for soul searching. Na hwɛ wo mu, hwɛ nneɛma a ɛyɛ w'ahoɔden a wobɛtumi ayɛ. Na wotu ho anammɔn a, I think say it will be a very, very good help and I say adeɛ a ɛbɛboa ama yɛtumi de saa nneɛma wɔ nyinaa den aba na wieɛ. Yes, na yɛka biribi about nimdeɛ, the lack of knowledge. When we say it is always said every knowledge that we have no idea about in life concerning a particular thing becomes a mountain. And as or how be a day anymore abrabum no. Or how because we have no idea about it. And you know, ama people are going through a lot of challenges because we don't understand or we don't apply the right knowledge that needs to be applied in a very particular problem. When we say you can't professional knowledge, professional knowledge you know is different from financial knowledge. But man for you they say the fact that we could school a lawyer, na so a doctor, na say we engineer, and not sure say automatically we be the year abrabum. But they are two way different programs. Sika nyansa, nyansa ye de kura sika no, different from professional knowledge. Nti wutimi hu lecturer na professor a watete students bebree afa ne nsam. Some of them go to pension and they become beggars. But nkwalaa watchroom adeɛ no, some become billionaires. There will be no cry or man could school and rate you, only PhD, only degree or more. But the way they've been able to accumulate wealth in their life no, it's crazy. That should tell you, say, Sikanyansa no is quite different from professional skills. And I say, insano juma. Ubetimi anya insano juma as a plumber, as a carpenter, as a painter, as a doctor, as a teacher. But it will not make you a rich person. Ubedi here because nyansa yedi piska na se nyansa yedi minisika no different from nyansa yedi sua adwuma. Enti nipa bebree are going through poverty or they're experiencing poverty just because they don't have the financial knowledge that will help them to escape poverty. I've been a victim. I am a victim, you know. And you know, we are just relearning and we are putting things right. Okay. I give you example. When we say Sikao, you know, the money world, you know, are revolving the one, you know, when you go to the evolution of money, it started with resources like barter trading, started from cowries in Africa, and you did trade na better than gold, better than silver, better than minerals, better than say. Then finally we turn it into paper notes. I was say the trading. Now about the financial world now, how to make money now. There are some principles and some knowledge there you have to understand before you can make money. Because money no is a currency. Now currency no is from the word current. Current so yeah there a flow. So money flows. And sikano so no the way it flow no. The one who the way a obemana flow ewo na wa control na e flow ho na ekoba bi foforo. Can't na fa crop. But you should be able to create a circle around your world for it. And I say ultimately create some money canal. Sen wa ebesa dan no ho asa ba ho bia na etwa no ho. You know, that is one way of keeping money. And nimdia na ye de maintain sa na ma no. Ye free bi assets. Ye free bi liabilities. Ye free bi liquidity. Ye free bi revenue. Ye free bi profit. These basic terms no ye ko school no mo kire yen yo, but yesua ne se nyansa bi a yesua de atro exams a pass into no. We didn't give it a conceptual look. We didn't have the conceptual understanding about what those terms really mean and how they relate to us in the real world. Nti yefa ne tra saa nimdie we no na ahiafo bebree ye lucky. Nti no ama sika ba yensemu a yenim sika kra. Sani ame papa na nakwan bedi ako. Osi sika. We hu ne kra refiri wonsa. And we have to understand how to keep money. And keeping money is not just saving it, but making it be around your world so that it will grow or it will generate more of its kind into your life. So that is the concept of the 3 stages. Recapping no? The 3 stages of poverty, like we said, P1, P2, P3, and understanding the financial knowledge, which are the basic terms: cash flow, liquidity, assets, liabilities. These things, they are a must knowledge. Especially the word cash flow, the word liquidity, the word assets and liability. Okay, when I understood these concepts, me turn me television and I make a bookshop and I made this kind of me turn TV no me turn 1,006, me turn 1,003 because depreciation account. The 1,003 ni nyina ko bookshop and I make two books. Ni nyina me this kind nyina two books. I didn't take a penny out of it. The ni nyina ko two books and I'm there to go my shelf. I can show you the shelf. These books are those I have on my shelf because the space is very small. I have a lot of them in my other side. Yeah. Okay. Where my little library, my Yohase. Anyway, when you understand what an asset is, growing up, no, you just say when him sika kra, and this is what yeah here for be you. Obi a wonim sika kra bia no, onya sika na adwen say money is meant for expense. So onya sika atade bia wa target a opese woto no, eno nko na ya de eda ne trim. Akwa sorry, akohu say amanfo hye ntade bi obi a hye mpabo bia ne fentie so no so den all level up. Okay? What is that? One sika ntemu wa. But we didn't know that thing. See, ye wani ma bi wa brabo mu a onipa enwa se wo ye. Say we self assessment na wo hu wie a ese hu level, and there are some things that you don't have to do. You just don't have to. It doesn't add up. I say worker na car na air conditioning or use be 3 years and answer 4 years. Na wanye sika kakra nti no opese okoto aircon na wo de be den. Wo de be hye car no. Air condition na wo de akoto de abebo car no. It doesn't expand the longevity of the car. It doesn't add any value to the car's engine. Emma car na ntiapo. Wo nipa no keke na wo chile air feel o. Sa feeling no so na liability because fuel a wo be use no. Nti undu sa level na men ha wo ho. There are some of us babi a yewo abrabom sisi a no. In fear ye dini babi a yewo no. There are some phones, handsets bi ho a we are not supposed to have them. Yo ebinim ho a level a wo ma abrabom wo access ho na wo hu wie a even you don't have to sleep in an air-conditioned room. You know what I'm talking about. And these are the things that the rich will not do, but the poor man will do it. Okay? If you want to escape poverty, your name will be and want to say a certain stage in life. After you have done a very good self-assessment of yourself, being expensive shoes, expensive mobile phones, expensive gadgets emphasis kama wabrabom they are just liabilities. Akra sometimes it may come now for be na the way almost specky omo dem no is beautiful, but it is not needful. Efe be hu hia obi dan a wakọ high a wodam obi dan a wakọ high a wodam a month utua 700 cedis, a month utua 700 cedis, a year no wonam almost about 8,000 to 9,000. Na wo sa kwa POP ɛwɔ obi dan a wɔwɔ high no wo kwa POP a wo fiewura no a wa high dan ama wo no ɔno ni onda POP mu wakɔ high obi dan ɛwɔ nkran a wotim na wakɔtɔ air condition abɔ dan no mu na wo fiewura onda air condition mu esi wasi dan ama waba bɛ high saa dan no na wotim wontɔ asase yɛ. You see, these are common sense. Abrabono, you have to sacrifice at a certain stage in life. When you arrive, you yourself, you know that you have arrived. Abrabono, when you arrive, Wankasa will be who say you have arrived. It's not competition. You don't have to compete with anybody. These are some petty mistakes. And here for ya, ama ohiano yintimi free mu. Enti wo pese wo free mu a, and I'm a catcher no. Avoid expensive things that it doesn't add value into your life. Because you can need better idea or be making sure say idea be a ban abrabon idea asset and your liability, which means that at the corner a ban in life no a babe wusika is going to double up money. When we talk about liquidity simply means ubenya niema bi won ho a saa niema no e sika in disguise. Eto ne e den a you can easily sell that thing to get the value of the money back in your hands. I give you an example. The most common one is gold. The most common asset that you bet me liquidify an asset a brofono process and you can liquidity no bet me liquidify no at any time to get the value of the money at that instance is gold. Sometimes you can even buy some gadgets like mobile phones, even though say a depreciate, but within 3-4 months, 1 year, you can sell it. It's an asset. Okay? You can do digital assets. So we have to understand these basic things that will help us get out from poverty. The name is still Kobe Lord. And drop your comment. Share what dream. Na me who send your dream for home. Now next time let's say we add up to our conversation. Then we build this community. So please like, share, and let's build this family. The name is still Kobe Lord. Macron.